Hey guys, Gavin Townsend, your favourite online personal trainer. Your new one anyway. So following on from the last video, I'm just going to keep this one very short, sweet, straight to the point. I'm obviously out by the athletics track. Done a workout myself this evening. It's the 4th of Jan. And do I believe in New Year's resolutions? Yes and no. I used to have them when I was in my teenage years and in my early 20s. Less so now. I'm in my 30s. I know I don't look it. I think with maturity and with age, you get to a point where you just set goals and you just aim to achieve them, and you're just a bit more realistic with your expectations when you goal setting. So you kind of know that some goals are achievable in a short-term period, some in a mid-term, long-term period. I think the biggest issue for a lot of people, especially when it comes to New Year's resolutions, is being realistic with their expectations. So if you are morbidly overweight, you carry a lot of weight, it is so critical to be realistic. So you join the gym first week of Jan, you don't lose all the weight in the first month, you get deflated, you quit. You go back to bad habits. You don't actually achieve anything because you haven't seen it through. Whereas what you're probably better off doing is saying, right, I've got X amount of weight, do some simple research, be realistic, and even if you just dropped £1 a week, but you did it for 6 months, a year, you kept consistent, you just did the basics with your nutrition, basics with your exercise, and you just did weight loss by £1 a week, you will get better results than most people. Because most people, unfortunately, yo-yo their lives when it comes to diets and fitness, and to jump from one fad to the next. And it's easier said than done. I've had moments in my life where I've put lots of weight on, especially during lockdowns and heightened periods of stress, during periods of my life where I've lost people, where unfortunately alcohol, sugary foods, fast food takes over and fitness and cardio goes out the window a bit. But I know how to get myself back on top, and that's the important thing. It's knowing a plan that works for you, but again being consistent to get the results that you desire. So in a way, what I'm trying to say as well within this video is your mindset has a lot to do with it. So you could have all the best intentions to get the results that you want, the results that you desire, but if your attitude stinks and you don't have the right mindset towards the goals that you're setting, you just won't achieve them. So you want to get the right mindset, and I'll be straight with you as well. I'd say 99% of my clients over the years have got the optimal results are those who came to me when they were at their lowest and they accepted they needed some help and guidance, and they simply followed a plan and they were consistent. None of this flighting, none of this yo-yo dieting, none of this start one week and drop the next, none of this I'll be good Monday and it all goes out the window by Tuesday. None of that BS. It was for all the results that I've seen, consistency with a good plan, with the right attitude, got the right results. And I think there's a lot of issues in the fitness industry today. There's a lot of confusion. There's too much praise for people who, like me, perhaps I could say this, who do fitness as a job. It's my job to resemble, to look fit. It's my job to be fit. Same to be said as an athlete. Same to be said as a young person who's into the sports or into fitness training. And it is true. It's so easy for someone to gloat about their abs and their condition and look at my body shape and what else, when it's your bloody job. And especially when you're younger and you've got no major commitments, it is a minefield for so many, because unfortunately so many people sit behind computers all day, do like a normal 9 to 5 person might only have half an hour spare, especially if you've got a family, if you're a single parent especially. It's so difficult. I've met so many over the years. So a massive issue today is the comparison mindset also. I know I'm going off on different tangents. I'm just trying to get people to wake up and realise that, yes, I'm a fan of New Year's resolutions, but I'm more of a fan of goal setting, and I'm also a massive fan of measuring realistic expectations. So if you are a father, you've got 2 kids, you're running a business, you're running a full-time job, you're under a lot of stress and mental strain, juggling that family unit, juggling your work life, you're grafting as it is, and you're not going to look like a professional athlete by just simply doing half an hour a day, because that's all you can get in your schedule. So you need to be that bit more attentive to your diet and a bit more attentive to the quality of training that you do in that short period of time that you might only have. Might be the single mother, and I've trained a lot over the years, who are very stressed, emotions are high, cortisol stress is very high. Just by simply learning ways to relax, by adding a bit more walking and daily movement, by just doing 20 minutes workouts a day, by just being a bit stricter on the diet, you can get amazing results and better results over longer term than simply crash dieting for a week or 2 because your friends advise you to do some sort of crazy detox diet, which is actually going to be bad for you than good. And again, this is the issue. We scroll through social media, comparing ourselves and our lifestyles to other people, and on the surface these people look amazing. On the surface these people are like, wow, look at that person who's got a 6-pack. But we don't take consideration their age. Is it their job? Are they a full-time athlete? If they are a 20-year-old professional athlete and it's their full-time job, well, quite often than not, they will have nutritionists, chefs, especially if they're a pro athlete. They will have the best coaches around, and they'll be exercising for 4, 5, 6 hours a day. And these are the people you're comparing yourself against. And this is what creates this whole like fake facade in the new year, and everyone's grasping to be like whoever on social media, whoever's trending with the best body. And you can't be a 30, 40-year-old busy professional who's desk bound with a family unit to look after and compare yourself to a 20-year-old who has no commitments, whose sole commitment is to themselves, whose sole commitment is to their fitness, their sport. It's just, you can't compare. So I've talked about a lot of things in this video. Appreciate it's probably coming across a bit of a rant, but I just hope if it just helps a few people out there understand my way of thinking around New Year's resolutions. If someone was to ask a straight question, Gav, are you a fan of them? The honest answer would be no. I'm more of a fan of goal setting. If someone then asked, well, what would you do if you were in my shoes? First of all, I'll be realistic with my situation. So I've gave a few minor case studies, simple experiences that I come across all the time. If I'm the busy professional and I can only allocate an hour a day to exercise, and for many people I know that's even a tall task, it might only be 3-4 hours a week, which I'd recommend as the minimum commitment to anyone doing fitness to get some level of result. And you need to be realistic with the time that you've got, and you need to get quality training in You got to take into account your health, where your body's at as well. So if you are carrying 3, 4, 5 plus stone, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus pounds in excess body fat, you need to take more of a longer term approach and a better positive longer term attitude towards the goals that you want, rather than crash dieting. And that's what I see in most people, and that's why most people lose interest in fitness within the first month of each year, because they don't achieve the results that they want. They get disheartened, they drop out, they go back to bad habits. Didn't work for me, on to the next fad the following year. We've got to change these attitudes. We've got to change the attitude in the fitness industry. Fitness professionals need to educate their clients to be a bit more realistic with their expectations. But don't get me wrong, I've seen some people get amazing results doing 3-4 hours a week exercising, because quite often not, their nutrition is on point. Their nutrition is sound. In many cases they might be in a slight calorie deficit and be optimizing strength and HIIT training and optimizing their calorie output during those activity sessions. So you can do it, it just depends on how much time you can allocate, how much focus and determination you can give it, and you just need to, again, be realistic. Set goals, yes, be realistic with the expectation, and just go for it. So again, I hope these tips have been a bit insightful. If you like what I'm about, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.